In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good.
Welcome everybody, I'm Jeremy Estes from Omega Custom Tackle. We're on beautiful Lake Barkley today, mid-June. We're going to go out and try to attempt to catch some fish on some offshore structure, which is one of the main keys during this time of the year in the post-spawn pattern. There's going to be three primary baits that we're going to try to use today. The first one is a saver head. This is a 5/16 ounce. It's a shaky head model. It's used on a finesse worm. We use that around rocks, grass, any type of cover that we have off structure or close to the bank. This bait is an excellent bait to fish during the post-spawn period. The equipment that I like to use, there's two different types. I like the bait caster equipment, and this is an 813 smallmouth rod made by Loomis. It's got a soft tip, which will allow you to get with the bait and not allow the saver head to move back towards you and leave it in one spot longer. Another advantage of this, it's got enough backbone that you'll be able, when you set the hook in the fish, to get him turned and coming your way. Because on Barkley there's a lot of underwater structure, we have to turn the fish and head them towards our direction as soon as possible. So this is the equipment that I use. I use it on 10-pound fluorocarbon line. And with fluorocarbon, what I found is the best knot to tie with fluorocarbon line is the trilene knot. And it's very simple. You're going to run the line through the eye once. And then take the tag in and run back through the eye again. And you'll have a loop. And all you do is wrap your tag in around your main line. And another important factor on fluorocarbon line is it is abrasion resistant and there's low stretch and virtually invisible underwater. But one thing you want to keep in mind always with any knot is you want to wet your line so that you're not heating your line that will cause it to break while you're fishing. So just wet it real good, take your tag in, run back through your two loops, cinch it down, cut your tag end off. You're attached, take your hook, run back through the middle of your finesse worm of your choice. Hey guys, we're on beautiful Lake Barkley. What we've done is we've got a post-spawn pattern. We've got an underwater point that comes out. We've graphed it. We know there's bait fish here. There's brush over on this right side that we've graphed. What's going on is these fish have spawned in the back of this bay, and they're moving out to this first deep water point before they head out to the main lake. So hopefully with these fish being graphed and the bait fish being around, we'll be able to catch some fish on the Omega jig. I'll be stroking the Omega jig in the 5/16 ounce, and Todd will be throwing a football head, dragging on the bottom, and we'll cover both water columns. Catch the ones suspended off top that are feeding, and the ones that have been a little lazy today because we got cloud cover on the bottom. Let's make a couple casts and see what happens. The equipment I'm using is a 6/6 heavy rod on 12-pound fluorocarbon line. I'm throwing on a 6:3 to 1 gear ratio reel so I can get the slack out of the line quick. And all this technique is a vertical presentation where you're throwing out, letting your jig fall to the bottom, and then you're just ripping the slack out of your jig out of the line, letting your jig hop up and fall straight back down, and you get a reaction bite out of it. A lot to this technique, if you do it for a little bit and you hear the swooshing sound of your line ripping off the water, is the sound that you want to hear. And as we graph this, you kind of see where the bait fish and the bass are holding. That'll tell you how far you want to rip that bait up off the bottom. This point comes out right where we're setting, is about 20 foot of water. And these fish has moved up on top and they're feeding on these bait fish. One of the other techniques that we use when it gets real tough on these spots is we'll throw the saver head on, which is a shaky head with a finesse worm of your choice. The particular one I'm using is an Estes shaky worm. And all you want to do is just throw it out and feel the bottom. And when you feel some type of structure, you just shake the rod tip. I'm using 10-pound fluorocarbon line. And when you get to a piece of wood or tree or something, there's one. And this is technique that we use when the fishing gets tough. Is we'll throw this saber head on, shaky headed around some cover, and the results are keeper fish. Something to respond to it.
Good one?
Yeah. Pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's a swimmer.
Oh, I got a buoy. Take her. That was a fish.
Hey, that's a double. That fish knew right where the structure was, right where we threw the buoy out.
Keeper? Yeah.
Good one. Another post-spawn fish, real skinny.
How does that happen?
That fish knew right where to go, right where the structure was, didn't he? That's how fast it can happen, Todd, when you get on these ledges on Barkley Lake. They start feeding, you can catch them in a hurry. That didn't take long. Pretty good fish. Coming up.
Skating.
Yeah, that's a good keeper.
I'll throw right back in there. Oh!
There's another saber head fish.
Yep.
The old shaky head does it again. Uh-oh. Todd done got him another bucket head on the Omega football jig.
Well, he's not coming through.
Oh, it's a good keeper.
Right in the snout.
That's right where you want to hook them. And I've noticed too, Todd, you know, that the jig that you design, 9 times out of 10, it's right in the roof of the mouth.
And listen to this.
Right in the bone, and it goes right through it.
Yep.
And that's what you want on a jig. You want that jig right in the roof of that fish's mouth, right in the bony part. You don't have to worry about him throwing it.